In the hidden corridors of the soul, a moment arrives that feels like an initiation by fire when we, the dark chosen ones, realize we can no longer be touched by manipulation. Imagine. After countless cycles of confusion, deception, and spiritual cunning, you find yourself standing in mysterious clarity, immune to the games that once enthralled or wounded you. This isn't the absence of darkness, it's a profound union with it. A place from which no shadow can control you because you have looked into the abyss and made it an ally rather than a master. You sense in your body when someone is bending truth, weaving illusions, or seeking to pull emotional strings. Instantly, every intimate relationship, every business negotiation, every random encounter transforms because you're not guessing, you know. Before a word is spoken, you can feel the agenda behind the polite mask. The dark chosen one becomes untouchable not by hardening, but by a ruthless softness that lets everything reveal itself as it is. Ask yourself, how does life feel when you realize you are finally free from invisible chains, no longer dancing to tunes played by others' unspoken wounds? The first undeniable sign that you can't be manipulated anymore is that your integrity becomes non-negotiable. There is no force on earth, money, threat, guilt, or loneliness that can pull you out of alignment with your core truth. You have seen the devastation that comes from betrayal, both by others and by your own cowardice, and you have chosen never to pay that price again. You can be flexible, but you are unbreakable. The world can tempt, threaten, seduce, or praise you, but you will not abandon yourself for approval or escape. You move with a kind of calm certainty. If it costs you your truth, the price is too high. Where in your own history have you cracked under pressure? Notice how, each time you vowed never to do it again, you grew new roots. The untouchable dark chosen one is someone whose roots go so deep, storms pass overhead, but nothing inside wavers or sells out. We must ask, what would it take for you to become a person who never bargains with your own soul? The second sign is flawless emotional self-regulation. Manipulation trades on our chaos, our volatility, our triggered, unprocessed pain. When you are still wrestling with unresolved wounds, you become easy prey for those who wish to control or confuse you. But as you learn to welcome your shadows, your rage, your grief, even your shame, the power of external hooks evaporates. You can witness drama unfold, even accusations or psychological ploys, without collapsing into old scripts. This is not emotional numbness, it's the art of feeling deeply with no threat of being consumed by the feeling. You may ask, am I able to stay with myself in every emotion, or do I hand myself over to anyone who knows how to push the right buttons? What practices could make you the safe container for your own storms, so nobody else ever gets to sail your ship?
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound insights.
The third sign is mastery over the dance of projection. You no longer confuse others' projections with your reality. The manipulator's craftiest weapon is getting you to believe their shadow is your own, that their fear is your limitation, that their envy is your arrogance, that their shame is your guilt. At this level, you recognize instantly when someone is projecting and you refuse to take the bait. You do not need to convince, defend, or attack back. Instead, you observe, perhaps with compassion or subtle detachment, but you know who you are and what is yours to carry. This psychic immunity is liberation. You stop absorbing toxic stories as your own and refuse to play roles in dramas that do not belong to you. Reflect for a moment. How much of your suffering has been stolen from others' projections? If you stopped ingesting others' stories, what would remain of you, just you, purified and bright? A fourth sign is spiritual discernment, which means your intuition is no longer cloudy, magical thinking is gone, and you see through the subtlest forms of manipulation. There's a sacred science to this. You sense instantly if something is off, whether in communities, new teachers, partners, or invitations. You are curious but not gullible. Fakes, narcissists, and even well-meaning but lost souls cannot entrance you, or if they try, the veil lifts almost immediately. This is not paranoia, but a living, effortless skill. You do not follow charisma, promises, or aesthetic, but the inner click of resonance. There is no shortcut to this ability. It comes from years of disappointment, skillful self-doubt, and a relentless return to higher self. Such discernment will often invite jealousy or rejection from those still caught in fantasy, but the cost of rejoining the lucid world is worth everything. Are you willing to lose old groups, relationships, or beliefs when your soul says no, even silently? What would life feel like if you trusted your discernment over every authority or external pressure? The fifth sign is a radical change in your communication now. You speak direct, clear, and unafraid. You do not over-explain. You do not apologize for your boundaries. You do not use words to charm or camouflage truth. Instead, you speak from the black fire of clarity. Simple, precise, unshakable. The manipulator cannot operate in this field because confusion and doublespeak wither before your presence. Conversation with you becomes almost surgical. Lies, excuses, and manipulative compliments become painfully obvious for all involved. You become the person whose yes means yes and whose no means no. Everybody trusts the ground you stand on because you have become it. Can you recall what previous scripts you have spoken just to avoid discomfort? What would change if your words served only the deepest truth inside you, no matter the external cost? The sixth sign is detachment from outcome. Manipulators always lure us by promising a desired result and by threatening us with loss. Once you are untouchable, you play the long game. You don't need anything from any one engagement. No outcome can make or break you. You have found a profound peace in accepting that the universe has timing and flow beyond what human effort can force. This detachment frees you to make choices from wisdom, not from desperation or fear. Imagine how your energy, relationships, and work would transform if you lived in true abundance, knowing nothing real can be lost and nothing false can truly satisfy you. Are you moving from trust or grinding your soul to dust for fleeting rewards? The seventh and most striking sign is the ability to dwell in full-blooded authenticity, regardless of the setting. You become the same in private as you are in public. No masks, no personas, no strategic bending of character for favor or safety. Instead of adapting to every room, you allow the power in you to challenge the room to adapt to you. This kind of authenticity is wild, magnetic, and sometimes disruptive. People stop trying to play you. They either step up to your frequency or drift away. The only ones left are those who love you for your whole, untamed truth. How much has society taught us to fragment, to mask, to shrink just to get by? If every room you entered left you unchanged, how much energy would you reclaim for your real purpose? As you integrate these seven signs, something deeply silent and revolutionary unfolds inside you. It is not just about resisting manipulation, it is about radiating a force field that transforms every dynamic you touch. What used to entangle or deplete you now reveals itself before it even has a chance to hook in. You are no longer in a fight with the outside world. Your presence acts as a mirror, exposing the games and shadows others might still play, while you stay sovereign. This inner shift is so profound that you notice people start to fall away, or shift dramatically, unable to maintain old relational contracts around guilt, drama, or control. Through it all, you feel a gravitational authority, the kind that comes not from dominance but from having befriended every piece of yourself that was once at war. Are you able to sit with that authority calmly? Or do you fear the weight of your own undeniable freedom? Life itself becomes a series of clear signals. Instead of searching for hidden meanings in chaos, you see patterns developing before they fully materialize. You predict the cycles and challenges that others might not notice. You sense invitations and warnings, both subtle and obvious, and you recognize the temperature of every interaction. Rather than continuously reacting, you develop the ability to respond not as a defense, but as a conscious choice, aligned to your own field. There's no longer a need to fix, rescue, or dominate. Your level of awareness keeps you in a place of silent stewardship over your own energy at all times. In moments of deep clarity, do you notice how little actually requires your intervention? How much can you withdraw from battles that are only interesting to the parts of you that no longer exist? You begin to embrace solitude, no longer as a punishment or exile, but as a preferred state of recalibration. Time alone is rich, alive, and uncontaminated, which means when you step back into community, you do so on your terms, with people who honor your reality. You'd rather be alone than in the company of those who would manipulate, guilt, or fragment you. From this fullness, your chosen tribe finds you. Connections now emerge on the ground of mutual sovereignty and excitement rather than old patterns driven by loneliness or fear. If you never felt lonely again, only deeply solitary when necessary, how might that reshape your sense of belonging and purpose in the world? As an untouchable, dark chosen one, triggers become information, not weapons. If you're ever thrown off center, you meet that moment as a clue to some blind spot you can address, not an opportunity for others to dominate your narrative. You do not hide from your own shadows, meaning that nothing in the hands of a manipulator can be used against you anymore. Even in moments of vulnerability or confusion, you own your experience and use it as compost for newer growth. You model to others that true strength does not require impenetrability but readiness to grow in the open with nothing to protect. If you stopped reacting from wounding and started creating from healed wisdom, how quickly would your triggers dissolve into mere signals on your ever-ascending map? You radiate a kind of leadership that does not seek to gather followers but to awaken leaders. The untouchable one is not the isolated savior. They are often the catalyst that forces everyone around them to confront their own games, shadows, or untended wounds. Old authorities and covert manipulators are made uneasy merely by your refusal to comply. Yet those who are ready to evolve become magnetized, seeking counsel or connection not out of need, but true hunger for another level of self-mastery. In what areas of your life could you switch from demanding loyalty to inspiring authenticity in those you encounter, trusting their own evolution as fiercely as your own? Your relationship with power itself is now transparent. You no longer fear having power, nor do you unconsciously surrender it. Instead, you see power as a neutral current that amplifies whatever is inside you: love, clarity, wisdom, or, if unchecked, old fears and stories. This transparency lets you wield influence in ways free from self-deception or hidden agendas. Manipulators depend on unconsciousness. Your lucidity disrupts their influence and brings truth to the surface. When you are honest about your intentions, your impact multiplies without distortion. Where in your experience have you given away power to avoid conflict or discomfort? Are you willing to claim that power back, knowing that your true will is now sourced from integrity and not from old wounds? Lastly, there is an acceptance of what others might call your dark qualities, your capacity for saying no, holding boundaries, disrupting false harmony, and even wearing the villain's mask in another's narrative. You stop fearing rejection or misunderstanding and embrace the gift of being a disruptor when necessary. This is real emotional sovereignty. You let go of the need to be liked, worshipped, or included. Your fulfillment is aligned with truth, not validation. The paradox is that in no longer needing to be understood, you finally become truly seen by those who matter. In this new space, are you prepared to claim your right to difference, to depth, to being too much for those who cannot yet meet you? If you let go of pleasing anyone, what higher ground could you finally stand on, and who might find you there? As this transformation settles, life itself delivers a final lesson, a sudden unexpected clarity or encounter that shows unmistakably your new position in the world's energy. Someone may attempt the old pattern once more, only to find it fails utterly against your field, or you may find yourself in a situation where for the first time you say no without fear, and the universe rearranges itself around your choice. The prize is not isolation, but a deep connectivity with the real, the true, and the free. In the very moment you become untouchable to manipulation, you touch upon the purest freedom there is, the power to remain wholly yourself. Are you willing to accept the cost of this freedom, that the world as you knew it cannot follow you here? Or will you step forward and let your very existence become a silent invitation for others to follow their own dark gold into sovereignty? This is how the journey ends, and yet also begins. More untouchable, more whole, more able to serve not by bending, but by standing still and unwavering in your own undivided truth.